The Universal Law of Balance, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. Channeled for you by Canadian psychic medium and multidimensional channel, Tracey Milne. Giving and receiving are different expressions of the same flow of source energy. Deepak, Chopra. The universal law of balance is a mechanism that helps we, the evolving soul, on a cosmic, biological, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level to naturally move between states of rest and states of activity more gracefully and with little or no guilt. Just consider for a moment how often your own internal pendulum swings between positive and negative responses to various stimuli you encounter in any given hour. Without the law of balance, returning to natural internal resting place where your heart, mind, and soul are in agreement and in balance with your highest expression opportunities could be very, very difficult. The universal law of balance in its simplest form states that what you take out must be put back, and what you give or send out will be returned to you in similar energetic form. Again, we remind you this energy we speak of does not just come from the words that you speak or the actions that you take. It comes from the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you feel, and how you believe about those thoughts and feelings. It's that magical combination that creates your vibrational frequency, and this is a vibrational universe. Therefore, the law of balance can only send you what you are sending it to work with. Now, many on Earth have been trained to be people pleasers, a role which automatically leads to imbalanced energy exchanges and creates a dynamic where draining of one being allows unbalanced flow towards another being, which depletes the entire dynamic itself. Consider giving and receiving like a wheel. Your heart grows by giving energy out, but your mind grows by taking energy in, and both are necessary for a balanced life experience. In this free will zone, we are free to choose how much balance we will allow within our interactions with each other and within our own lifestyle and personal choices. And as we have already learned, all choices come with automatic consequences. If you don't like the consequences, make new choices. This can be anything from over-giving at work or a personal relationship to over-receiving in these same areas. If you think about it, you've actually been working with this law your entire life. The ocean tides show us how the law of balance works, as does the balance between daylight and darkness. Whereas drilling endlessly for oil without replacing the Earth's vital fluid is a form of imbalance. Eating too much or too little is another example of imbalance, and the consequences and effects of those choices are often more evident than the subtle nuances of the range of emotions at play within a human being at any given time. Let's take food for an example. How old were you when you learned that too much chocolate will give you a tummy ache? Did you mean to give yourself a sore tummy when you started? Probably not. Did you learn something? Well, most definitely, but what did you learn and how did you file it away? Well, that depends on how the people around you reacted at the time, and it's these old tapes that can start playing in times of stress or crisis, which tend to throw us into more extreme reaction, which is out of balance with our highest self and our deepest truth. Decisions made by our head only is out of balance with the flow between head, heart, and soul. This imbalance will need to be addressed before real progress can actually be made to return any event or dynamic back into balance with universal flow. It's that flow that keeps you breathing without having to command your body to do so. The flow every living form, incarnate and in ethereal form, is a part of. The flow of source energy. A flow dancing in every particle of this universe and infinite others. You, as beings in a free will zone, can create in balance or out of balance, as either way your soul will learn and grow wiser from the knowledge. Now consider this. Each individual soul and each individual body has its own natural energetic resting state, its own ideal balance point, already programmed by the spirit that infuses the physical vessel with source power. This is the same for every creature on earth, with each being's needs unique to that being. That means that your ideal middle ground or balance point might not be the same as your mate or child's or co-workers or friends. That is why one-size-fits-all solutions rarely work for very long. The goal to working the law of balance well for yourself personally lies in being able to honor your personal needs, not someone else's expectations of what your needs should be, while also offering that freedom to all others that you encounter. Life is a balance between giving and receiving. And while this sounds easy, it is not, for it will require that you become very conscious of your intentions and motivations for achieving whatever it is that you are looking for on any goal or act of service that you participate in. Let's use money as an example. Money is an accepted form of energy exchange that people on planet Earth use to maintain the balance of giving and receiving, what we have in exchange for what we want or need. However, if the intention of the person providing the service is to receive love in exchange for their service more than money, then money really won't be a balanced exchange for whatever services are offered. Love, in this case, would be far more preferable and far more valued by the ones within the experience. There is an old saying on planet Earth that the best way to come back into balance in your life is to begin giving others that which you would like to receive. But that doesn't always work, especially if the person has a service to self as their ascension pathway. So while it's true to say that if you want a friend, be a friend, it is also worth asking why you want that friend and what kind of a friend would you like to be. Many on your world refer to karma, but you forget that karma is not all bad. Karma is a perfect example of the law of balance, and karma is only a bitch, dear heart, if you are. Performing a random act of kindness because you could use the good karma down the line is a very good way of utilizing the law of balance. It's balanced in exchange of energy, balance in exchange of ideas, balance in exchange of love, support, or even products. If a relationship always only goes one way, with one partner always in receiving mode and the other partner always in giving mode, the relationship tends to run itself aground. This is because eventually the one in giving mode will like to participate in the art of receiving. This is why the law of balance has been put into play on a universal level. And especially when you are encountering someone on a service to self pathway. It is body, mind, heart, and spirit. This is the balance that you exist within now. Enjoy yourself. in between those moments, in between your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs. For that is the place where all creative solutions get activated. That is the place where balance can be returned first on the inside, if you want to see it on the outside. Many of us find our balance point by testing our limits, often exploring extremes of emotional responses to logical choices and logical responses to emotional choices, until finally we come to a middle ground where our spirit can help to rise to the highest form of our expression and choices, and not to our lowest forms. So this week, take a look at your life overall and see if you're feeling in balance with the amount of giving and receiving you're engaging in, or is something out of balance. If you find an area of your life that you feel is out of balance, what aspects of it make you feel this way? Get very specific and try to tap in on both what parts you enjoy and what parts you would like to see change. Now, ask yourself this: what are you hoping to get from this area of your life? And what have you been hoping you would be rewarded with later on down the line by allowing any imbalance that you recognize now to exist in the first place? Based on this new information, at which point do you see your current approach returning back to balance? These are all important questions, as the answers will give you genuine insight instead of ego-based dictates, rules, or resolutions that you might force yourself to follow in pursuit of your desired goal, only to find you get imbalanced results. Recognizing what you're really looking to give and what you're really looking to get in any energy exchange with any other being is very valuable, because it helps you to recognize what it is you value as a balanced energy exchange in return. Not everyone is going to value the same thing. That is why there is so many forms we can use to show our gratitude and to keep things in balance and in flow between giving and receiving. For we all get out of life that which we put into it, whether on earth or in a light ship high above your beautiful world. For those who wish to practice your balance on a more conscious level, we recommend trying to balance rocks on top of each other, as it requires a certain amount of patience and dedication. Just be kind to yourself, stay patient, and if you do find an aspect of your life in need of rebalancing, go slowly, as extremes create more imbalance, not less. We thank you for joining us for our examination of the law of balance. Join us next time when we will examine the universal law of action. Until then, on behalf of the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, in the highest light of love and truth, I am Chimera. Shine on, dear Earth Star Angel, and Namaste. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay posted on our latest messages. Check out more of our Universal Law of Spirit series, or contact us for your own galactic guidance session at whatcomesnextforyou.com. Whatcomesnextforyou.com. What's in your future?